Hi operators, welcome to my channel. I'm HaxrByte. I'm a red team operator, penetration tester and ethical hacker with over 20 years of work experience in cybersecurity. And today I'm just doing a quick trial run just to get in. This is my first stream. So yeah, let's see how it goes. The plan is to just go through some very easy hack the box machines and just to get a feel for the stream and just to see if everything is set up correctly, etc. So let's dive in. Firstly, we need to start the VPN. Share my screen. Okay, good stuff. VPN. I was just thinking of doing some starting point machines. It should be pretty easy. Starting the VPN. Okay, VPN's up. Let's refresh. Feel free to throw any comments into the comment section if you have any questions as I go through these machines. I'm more than happy to answer them. So let's go to the starting point. The first machine is Meow, which is a very easy Linux machine. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn the instance files so that we can get started. While we wait for that, I'm gonna go into the rights. Okay, let's see. I've already created a folder called Meow. Let me just remove those files there. Well, let's keep them there in case it takes like a while to run. Let's see, machine up yet? Yes, the machine's up. So let's see if we can ping the machine. Okay, that's working fine. Let's go ahead and add that IP address to our host file, which will just make it easier to ping or to query a name. And it's a good habit to come into, especially in CTF machines in Hack the Box. You know, for example, if you have to edit or add, if you need to access vhost with the website name, you need to add those into your host file anyway, just to do the DNS lookup, as well as Kerberos attacks are very reliant on the correct DNS name. So it's a good habit to get into. So I'm going to go ahead and let me just sudo vi and then the hosts file. Just put the correct name. If I go on the line and I go CI capital W, it erased that, puts it into insert mode, and I'm able to just paste the correct IP address. Okay, let's see. Let's do a ping with the name just to see if that worked. Meow, HTB. Okay, working perfectly. So the next step in CTFs are to run a port scan. Now, Nmap is the golden standard these days to run port scans. But I do like to run Rust scan, or to use Rust scan, just because it's very fast, and it actually it's very quick, and then it pipes everything into InMap anyway. So let me just grab that syntax and I'll explain that for you. It's the wrong thing. Copy. Okay, so Rust scan, we specify a host name by using the -a flag, and there we've got a host name there. This -- means everything it sees, it pipes into InMap. Now on the InMap side, we want to run -s capital C. The capital C will fire all the default scripts that InMap has. So for example, if it finds an open port 80, for example, it sees it's got a web server listening, it will fire all the default InMap scripts for that. -v, that will enumerate the version, the version of the service, and then -oa, that's just to output the InMap results into a file. So let's kick that off. As you can see, port 23 is open. So port 23 typically runs telnet, and we'll have a closer look at the results now. We're just waiting for it to finish the port scan. Okay, there we go. As we can see, it picked up telnet as expected. It's running a Linux telnet D, that's like the default version of telnet on port 23. So the first step would be to enumerate this service and see if we can actually connect to telnet. Now, telnet is the command we use, and then we connect to the box. Oh, that's the box. Okay, we try to connect to the box via telnet because that's the only port open. Okay, it says it needs a username and password. Now, we don't know what the username and password is in a CTF situation. So, you know, there's a situation where you would be able to brute force this service, and this is where you have a list of usernames as well as a list of passwords, and you would run these combinations until you find one that actually works. Now, because I've done this machine before, it's not really necessary at this point. Just to illustrate, I'm gonna just guess a couple of usernames. So the first one I want to try is just admin. I want to see if admin works. I'm gonna use, it's prompting for a password, so I'll use admin for the password as well. Let's see. That's incorrect. Next one, let's try administrator with the password admin. Oops. Let's try that again. Administrator. Let's try the password admin. See if that works. No. So that's not working. Now, typically, because this is a Linux machine, the user that you want to use, or the one that you want to go after, is typically root. Now, root is the super user. That's the users that's got the most access on a Linux machine. Now, let's try root as the username. It is a very easy box. Okay, root, and there we are in. It didn't even prompt us for the password, so root was the correct username, It didn't ask us for a password, so it's just blank. So we are logged into this machine via telnet. It's on the file system. So it says we are logged in as root. Let's run a command ID. This is just to confirm what users you are logged in as. And yes, definitely logged in as root. If we do ls there, there's the file. There is the flag. I've got a comment there. I can't pronounce the username, but thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm not sure what that means. Let me see if I can. That's the comment. Thank you. I think the best something. Thank you very much. Appreciate the comment. Okay, I don't know how to make that go away. 1 second. Okay, I think that's gone now. Okay, so we've got the flag. If we do a cat on the flag, there's the flag that we need. And what you do then, because I've done this before, it already shows, but you would add, not in guided mode. You would add the flag here as the root flag. Okay, we've pwned Meow. Let's go ahead and stop that machine, and we'll kick off the next one. See if it stopped. Okay, that stopped. Let's do the next one. The next one is called Fawn. Let's spawn that machine. Just see if there's any other comments. Nothing yet. Okay. Just waiting for this machine to get up. Okay, machine's up. Let's copy that IP address. Let's exit out of here. This should not work anymore. I think I killed my session. Okay. So this one is Fawn. That's got nothing there. So let's go ahead and see if we can ping that IP address. Now I'm doing a -C3, which means it sends 3 ping requests or 3 IMCP protocol requests. Otherwise in Linux it will do a continuous ping. So let's see. There we go. It's got the 3. It looks good. Now let's put it in my host file just to make it easier. You don't have to remember the IP address. So there's so again, if you use VI, you can do a CIW capital W, and that will take the IP out, and then we can just paste a new one in. Escape : right quit, and there we go. So if you do a etc hosts you can see it added a new IP address there. Okay, next step is a port scan. Again, we're going to go for rust scan. So sudo rust scan -a fawn dot hack the box, and then dash dash everything to pipe over to nmap. Then we use S, C for default scripts, capital V for version enumeration, -OA. This is to specify a output file. We'll just call the file Fawn. Now the OA means it will output in all three the general formats, which is nmap, greppable nmap, and XML. I can show you this after it's done. There we go. Rust scan is running. You can see the port 21 is open, which is typically a FTP, and it's done. It's a FTP service. There we can see FTP is running on that service. The script, the nmap script ran, and it tells us unanimous FTP is open, is allowed, which means we can log on to this FTP without a username and password. It's got unanimous access, and we can see the flag file is sitting there waiting for us. Now, okay, this is a Unix machine. I just want to show you quickly. So these are the output files. This is the nmap, the major nmap output format, gnmap and XML nmap. Now, to quickly look at those formats, this is what you see when with outputs on the screen. gnmap is a bit more, it's a lot smaller, but it's a lot easier to grep. That's why it's called a greppable nmap format. And as you can see, it says the machine's up, it's got these ports open, and it's running VS FTP D 3.0.3. Quick look at the XML. XML is in XML format. Obviously looks a lot more complex. Okay. FTP is open, so let's FTP to the box. Fawn.hackthebox. It's prompting us for username and password because we've got anonymous open, or it said anonymous was enabled. Let's go ahead, and how you log into anonymous is you can use the username anonymous, and then the password, it can be anything really, or blank. I typically like to use a email type password, something like anon@fawn.hackthebox, but it could be blank. There we successfully logged on to the box on FTP. We are inside. If you do a ls, we can see that's the flag that we saw. Typically what you'll do, you'll have to say get flag.txt, then you download the file, and then you can cat the file in your file system. But you can also use another command. You can use less or more. Now less flag.txt, there's the flag. And again, just put out of here. But so you take that flag and you paste it in here, typically just to prove you've rooted the box, right? Okay, so we've pwned Fawn. So 2 down. I'm gonna do 2 more hopefully in this stream. I just wanna give it a good test, and then let's stop this machine. So the next machine will be dancing. Let's go ahead and spawn that up. While we wait for it to spawn up, we are currently in Fawn. So let's go up a folder, and I've got a dancing folder there. I'll put everything for dancing, we'll put in there. Okay, let's see if that machine is up. Still creating the instance. Okay, up and running. Let's ping that IP address just to see if it's running. Oops, I can't paste. Forgot 3. There we go. It's working. Let's add it to the to my host file. And this one was dancing. So small c, small I, capital W, and then you're able to just paste the IP address, escape, colon, write quit, and then that writes it to the file. Ping -c 3 dancing.hackthebox. There we go. Okay, that's working. So it's ready to do the port scan. Let's do a sudo rust scan -a dancing.hackthebox. Pipe that over to nmap scv for default scripts and version enumeration -oa dancing. We'll call it dancing. There we go. Okay, we can see there's a lot more ports open this time. Well, a lot more. And this is a Windows box. You can see by the 445, 135, typically NetBIOS and Samba, oh, not Samba, SMB, Windows SMB. But we'll see. This also tells us, yeah, it's a Windows box. It says Windows. Okay. Waiting for the IMAP scan to finish. Takes a bit longer. Just see if there's anything in the chat. Not yet. Okay. IMAP scan's finished. Let's go through these ports. So NetBIOS, SMB, it's got HTTP, some ports on HTTP, and then some RPC ports. Let's so SMB is the file service for Windows. So typically that is where Windows shares come into play. So a tool we use to look at the Windows shares is SMB client. Dancing, what? Hack the box, and -L is the one that tells us. I think I'm just missing something. Oh, it's the wrong other way around. So -L. This will list the shares. It's prompting me for a username, but my user's not on that box, so I'm just going to go enter. So as you can see there, it's got 4 shares: admin $, C $, IPC $, and work shares, which is not a default one. Admin $, C $, and IPC $, is default for Windows. Another tool we can use is netexec. SMB. Let's see what. Let's run that quickly. Dancing. The box. Shares. What's nice about this didn't give us much. Oh, it's not too happy. Let's use SMB client to. So we can use SMB client. If we take the -L away, if we try and connect to the share, let's try. Now, because it's Linux, you have to escape the backslashes, so it looks a bit weird, but let's try admin $. Probably for username again. It says access denied, so that doesn't work. Let's see, $. Access denied again. Let's try the other one. Which was it? It was workshares. Just want to see the spelling. So workshares. And we're connected. So we've accessed the file share called workshares on this Windows machine. If we do a ls, we can see there's 2 folders that we can dive into. So we change directory amy.j ls. There's a file, a text file. Now, typically you would get the file and download it, but you can also use a similar trick. More work notes.txt, and this is what's in the file. Start Apache server on Linux machine, secure the FTP server, and set up where I am. It's like sounds like a to-do list, not something he's gotten around to yet. Amy needs to do that. Okay, so that doesn't help us too much. We can get the file. Copy. Paste. So we download this to our machine locally. So we copy it off the Windows share onto our hacking box. Let's go one up. So there's another one, James P. So let's change directory into James P to ls, and that's the flag file. So typically we would get the flag file, if I can copy and paste correctly. So we've downloaded the flag file, but we can do the same trick more and look at the flag, and there's the flag that we need. Okay. We've pwned dancing. Just show you, so there's the flag file and the work notes that we downloaded with the get command. But yeah, that's dancing's done. So let's stop dancing. Let's start the last one for today. Just a quick session. And the next box is called Redeemer. While we wait for it to start up, let's go to the folder Redeemer. Okay, still coming up. Okay, up and running. Let's ping the IP address. Looking good. Let's edit the sudo the host file, small c, small I, capital W, paste, escape, colon, right quit. Okay, ping -c, 3 redeemer dot hack the box. Okay, looking good. So we can do the port scan, rust scan, -a redeemer dot hack the box, and then we pipe it into, we run default scripts, enumerate versions, all the formats, redeemer, there we go, rust scan goes. It's got 6379 open. It's piping that over to Nmap, and we see it's running Redis, which is a type of database. Now to access Redis, I believe it's Redis CLI, CLI redeemer dot hack the box. Why is it doing this? Ping redeemer dot hack the box. That looks right. It's refusing that. Maybe Redis CLI. Let's see. Help. Oh, H4 hostname. Okay. Redeemer dot hack the box. There we go. Connecting to the database. Now can do a question mark. Looking for some commands. Help. We can go info, which gives us a lot of information, but I know there's keys and we've got keys there. So if we want to show what keys they are, num keys, sorry, 1. Okay, that's empty. 2, no. Keys, let's see. So to get keys, you go get num. There we go. Get temp and get store and get flag. And there's our flag. We've pwned redeemer. Good stuff. Okay, let's stop that box. So let's just go over what we've done. So we've pwned the 3 starting point boxes in tier 0, sorry. Meow, Fawn, Dancing, and Redeemer. Meow was a Linux machine that had a vulnerability on Telnet where if you used the root username, it gave you access without the password, which was very vulnerable, very easy. Fawn was the FTP with the anonymous access, which enabled us to just log into the FTP server and anonymously grab the flag, which is also very easy. Dancing was our Windows machine that allowed us to look at the shares, the SMB shares, and it had a share that was accessible by anyone. And then we were able to grab the flag of that share. And then the last box was Redeemer, which was a Redis database with no username or no authentication. We just logged in there and we were able to look at the flag key, excuse me. Thank you very much for watching. I think that is all for today. I just want to see if there's any comments. If there's any comments or questions, let me know. If there's anything that does not look correct or that you don't understand, I'll give you a couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'll end the stream. I don't think there's anything. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Appreciate the support. And if you see this later in the VOD, thank you very much for making it to this part of the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.